Going on, boys. Back at the works.
Charlie, as I explained to you, this is a mail call for you, not from you. So you just sit back and let me do the talking, okay? For the moment at least.
Say hi to Jeff.
Really? You've got to be kidding me. Okay. Hi Jeff, I hope you and the family are well. I hope the ferrets are all good and they're not hiding your slippers. And I hope that the plastic is behaving itself, mate.
You nut.
Right. So, this is the buddy build that myself and Charlie was doing. He's built his long ago and I've been languishing for some time trying to get this one done. Now, this wasn't intended to be a dedication build, it was just a buddy build, but something happened that basically created it into a dedication build. I've got to be honest that if it hadn't been for the fact that this was a buddy build with Charlie and that this coincidence happened, this thing would have been in the bin long ago. I'm not particularly happy with the end result. I think the actual plastic parts of this kit are quite good, but the glazing is just diabolical, and I hated it. And it's only, as I say, it's only because it was a buddy build that I've finished it eventually, and we'll show it to you, but I'm not happy with it. So this is a dedication build, as I've mentioned, and I think the best person to introduce who this is dedicated to would be Charlie. So Charlie, can you tell the guys who this kit is dedicated to and a bit about his wartime service? Before Charlie shows us who this build is dedicated to, there is something that I say towards the end of this video that I would like you all to hear and hopefully take up on. So I would ask for either your patience in watching this video in its entirety, or if you're going to switch off now, then just quickly skip to the last, I think it may be 20 seconds or something of the video, and there's something I ask there that I would like you guys, who are all friends and subscribers probably of Charlie, to just take on board and just do for him, to show our appreciation for Charlie. All right, so let's get on with the rest of the video.
Introducing Charles E. McCarthy Sr., Corporal. He started out in the infantry actually, so he was inducted on April 16th, 1943. He attained the rank of corporal in the U.S. Army. He started out in the 84th Infantry, 333rd Regiment, Company M. They were known as rail splitters. You can see the split rail on his elbow, shoulder patch there. So that's what that is. He departed for Europe on September 20th, 1944, and arrived there on October 1st. So that was quite a trip across the North Atlantic, I'm sure. He was wounded at Sugarau, Germany on November 21st, which is the day before my birthday. 1944, he was wounded from a German 88 artillery shell, got shrapnel. Usually, from what I've read, if you were around when one of those shells went off from a German 88, there weren't many survivors, so you got pretty lucky. after he got wounded, he couldn't march anymore. He was no longer good for the infantry because he got a, I think he said he got shrapnel in his ankle. It almost took his foot off, I guess he said, but he didn't lose his foot, but it was that bad that he wasn't going back to marching. So they stuck him in the motor pool on the British air base where the Americans were flying out of, and one of those Americans flying out of there happened to be Jimmy Stewart, the actor. And my dad got to know him. My dad flew with him. I guess they had to do something on No Point one day, which meant that there was they weren't going out bombing anything. They may have been going out photographing, or who knows. But he asked my dad if he wanted to go, and the old man said, "Sure, why not?" So he got to fly with Jimmy Stewart, the actor. My dad always had talked highly of him. Said he was a hell of a guy, regular guy, treated everybody like regular people, and really had good things to say about him. So I thought that was pretty cool.
So Charlie, is a dedication to your dad, who his first name was Charlie, wasn't it? Charlie Mack Senior. I hope I got that right, mate. I've built this B-24 as the aircraft that was flown by Jimmy Stewart, called Mail Call, as you can see on the side there. And as I say, this was just a chance find in my decal stash. I was looking through for something else, and I knew I had a sheet of decals that was for American actors that had served during World War II as pilots or aircrew. What I didn't realise was that Jimmy Stewart had flown B-24s. So I was just over the moon when I saw that. Now, hand on heart, mate, I don't think this is the aircraft he would have took your dad up in, because this aircraft is from 1944. So it would have been another aircraft. But nevertheless, the connection's there as far as I'm concerned. So things I don't like about this kit. The first thing is the glazing. Here on the rear turret, and down here. The fit is so poor, it really is. The rear of the turrets don't fit onto the plastic, there's a gap at the back. The other thing is, on a lot of the glazing, there's no framework shown. There's nothing to give you an idea where your framework should be obviously for the metal parts. So I've had to guesstimate and hand paint those in. The smaller windows, I didn't bother with the kit windows. I just used crystal clear, which is like the canopy glue, and I use that on all my small windows. Good things about this kit, as I say, the actual plastic parts, the wings, fuselage and all that went together really nice, really like that. What I like about the decals that came with this kit is that they included both decals for the propellers. So there's 24 decals there, and I really do like that when a model company does that on the American aircraft. So for whichever one, from P-51 to B-24, it adds that little bit of detail that I really do like. The aftermarket decals for this, as I say, are from Iliad, and they got so I've got decals for obviously Jimmy Stewart's plane, also Sabu. He flew in B-24s from the Sabu from Tarzan. He flew in B-24s, excuse me, and he was actually, because he was so small, he was a ball turret gunner. I've also got the decals for Clark Gable and Gene Roddenberry. Clark Gable flew in a B-17 and Jim Roddenberry did as well, so I've got decals for those. I have got a second set, but I haven't managed to find that, so I don't know who that includes. So there you go, mate, the conclusion of our buddy build. I hope you like it. I tried my best, mate. If I'd have completed this and I hadn't got these decals and I had to call it something, I think I probably would have called it Mojo Killer. I've got to be honest, this thing, I was talking to my mates at work and they were asking me for updates on this and how I was getting on with it, because they just knew that I did not want to pick this up. I did not want to complete it, and it was only because it was a buddy build with you and the dedication that I could make this to your dad. So that's it, guys. This build's been going on forever, and I'm glad that I finished it, and I can put it on the shelf now. It does need a coat of matte varnish, but as I keep saying in my videos, it's too wet and cold. I don't want to ruin it. Thanks ever so much for your patience, Charlie and everybody else. What I would ask, guys, is that the video that you saw of Charlie's dad, he did that 2 years ago, 11th November 2016, and it's got 23 views. Now, I think it was not long after Charlie started posting on YouTube, and obviously with his 500 plus subscribers now, 539 is it, subscribers now, we're all watching the new stuff that he's bringing out. All I would ask is, if you've got the time, is just pop along to that video. I'll put a link in the description below, and just watch Charlie's video about his dad's service during World War II. I haven't shown everything that's in that video on this one. That was just snippets in order to get to this, to the reason why I did this build and why it's a dedication to Charlie Mack Sr. Right, guys, I think I've waffled on long enough. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll catch up with you soon.